It's time to pay those Ifta tax. Let's log in and do it. It's time to pay those Ifta tax. Let's log in and do it. So I'm logging into my Texas Comptroller account here. I'm going to click File, Original Return, and then click Continue. So what I'll do is I will go ahead and click that. It is due by October 31st, so you got about another 2 weeks. So here we're going to go ahead and choose the diesel fuel. Once you select diesel, you can hit continue. If you did not operate a qualified motor vehicle during that quarter, you select that and the process is a lot shorter. The next screen we're going to come to is going to be our Ifta tax filing screen where you're going to input all of your numbers. You're going to want to have 3 things available before you start filling out this form here. You're going to want to have your distance summary for that quarter. You're going to also want to have a log of all of your fuel receipts to include the state and then the gallons purchased. The price does not matter. This is my personal preference. You can do what you wish, but I use a Google Docs spreadsheet, and I put the date and then the states and then whatever those gallons, because I go through each fuel receipt I have. And as I review each receipt to make sure it is a diesel purchase, I'll go ahead and log my gallons into my spreadsheet, and everything automatically calculates for those states down at the bottom and total gallons down at the right. Just a quick tip, if you're not sure how to track your fuel receipts, some things you can scan like into apps or whatnot. Basically what I do is I use a small white envelope labeled for that month. And I do that for each month. That way I can keep track of my fuel receipts in an orderly fashion, because I always put the newest receipt to the back. So everything's usually in date order by the time it comes time to do my Ifta tax here. The first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and clear all of those states out. This will make it easier to start with a clean slate, so that way there's no confusion or mistakes made when it comes time to putting in your states and your miles and your gallons. The first thing I will do is take a look at the total distance for my motor report, as well as the total gallons that I purchased through all of those states. And I will take it and input it into my Ifta sheet, so that way I have the total numbers for each of those when it comes time to make sure my totals match with everything that I put into my sheet. My motor report and my fuel spreadsheet page are usually already printed out in front of me, so it makes it easier for me to input the information into the Ifta dashboard spreadsheet. So now on my Ifta dashboard, I will go ahead and start listing the states with the total Ifta miles driven in each state. Make sure you round up or round down for each item. I will go ahead and enter my taxable miles, which should be the same as my total Ifta miles, and I'll do that for each. Then I will go ahead and input all of my gallons that I have purchased for each of those states as well. Also make sure you're rounding up and rounding down for each one of those data cells. If there is no purchased gallons in a state, you need to put 0, or else your submission will be kicked back and you got to go back in and put 0 for each one that you did not purchase fuel in. Once I am finished with inputting everything into the dashboard, I'll go ahead and utilize a calculator just to check my numbers to make sure everything is the same. And if I need to adjust by just a tad bit, I will adjust. Maybe I didn't round up or round down properly. But everything should come out and match exactly for all of your Ifta fuel miles and all of your purchased gallons. Once I've added up the totals a couple times to match and make sure all the numbers coincide, I will go ahead and adjust if I need to, if I didn't round up or round down properly. Double check everything and make sure it has a value in it, even the total non-Ifta miles needs to have a 0, and then you hit continue. And now you'll be brought to your pre-submission page where it maps out all of your total miles, your taxable miles, the amount of gallons that you purchased compared to what you were required to purchase in that state. And it breaks it down cent per mile. Some states you'll have credits, some states you'll owe. The ones that you owe in are the ones that you don't fuel in, as you can see on mine. So as you can see on mine, I owe $63.30. And that's because I didn't put enough gallons in some states, or I didn't fuel at all, which I'm okay with this. I really do fuel mainly in Texas because we mostly have the cheaper fuel. So this is what I'm going to end up paying. And once I file it, that quarter will be filed. So we'll go ahead and click continue again, and obviously you choose your own payment method. I usually just pay with a check from my account directly, but however it feels fit for you is fine. You just go ahead and enter into your payment information. Once that's done, you agree and continue, and then you're going to go ahead and get a final submission sheet. And here is your confirmation page. I always go ahead and print this out. I will staple a copy of my motor report that I used. I will also staple a copy of my fuel spreadsheet that I printed out. And I do keep this in a file in my company files because it is required to have on hand. But then I also create a digital copy inside my Google Docs. That way I don't have to worry about not having access to the information at all times. So this is how you file your Ifta taxes. You have to do it 4 times a year, every quarter. If you have any other questions, feel free to comment down below. If you like this type of video and you want me to put out more informational videos on how to file your UCR or even your IRP, or if you need to file for a SCAC, whatever information you need, I can make that content, put that video out. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe.